So I will say relax. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. I'm Wang Jianmin. You can call me Jimmy. I worked in SCS. I'm a software engineer. SCS is a leading research institute in China focused on computer sciences. But today I will not talk about some complicated research achievement. I'm excited to talk about with you, talk about openEuler. That I'm very proud of to be a part of it in the past 3 years. I will share. Oh, sorry. I will share with you 6 stories that I experienced in openEuler community, and to see how communication play a crucial role on it. That's from beginning. It's December 2019. The openEuler team come to Beijing to ISCS to talk about cooperation and the vision of openEuler. But it's not the beautiful vision or some good goal to made me decide to join the community. It's because the resonance of engineer. As an engineer, especially Linux engineer, when we start the laptop, the first thing we do is not to click mouse or to touch screen. Yeah, my daughter, 6-year-old, she loves to touch the screen, the monitor. And we prefer to use keyboard to open a console window with pure black background and enter command, right? VI or Emacs. Yeah, so when I see the same action from engineer of openEuler, I see, Pierce, same guy. So I think is this type of resonance to let me enjoy doing contribution to openEuler, and also let us have a better communication in the community. So openEuler is just 3 years old. What's the vision of openEuler? openEuler is want to be a reliable open source operating system that unleashes diversified computing power for a sustainable future. As we know, we learn from university, operating system manage software and hardware resources. It's about 15 years ago when I started to do some research on OS. My teacher, Chen Rong, told us operating system is an accumulation of a historical function. In the past 50 years, we have a huge and rapid development about software and hardware, from first batching processing, multitasking, to Intel, mobile, and now to the AI, right? But we think, so the operating system must follow the development. Unlike the traditional operating system focused on supporting the standardized application on particular hardware device, we think nowadays operating system should play a more important role on new hardware technology of cloud computing, edge computing, embedded computing, and also computing with GPU and NPU to unleash diversified computing for users. So I think it's a big goal. It's a huge goal. A lot of things we need to do. First we need to do is about architecture. I think this will be familiar. We have many architecture today in the world. And in openEuler, we are not only support more architectures, it will be very glad that we have engineers from CPU manufacturer, like Intel, like Hunpeng, to come join this community and work together to integrate the newest feature of CPU into operating system, openEuler. So this is the one thing. We need to do a lot of things about it. But later we will have more chance to talk about diversified computing. But let's talk about another one. It's a very important one, upstream. Upstream first is the most principle in openEuler community, and all because upstream project is why openEuler and other Linux distribution could exist. So we pay a lot of attention on relationship with upstream. It involves contribution, integration, and support. For example, for contribution, the kernel seek in openEuler, many of them are from Huawei kernel team. They did the most contribution to Linux 5.10 development. And such as RIX5 SIG, they are my colleagues from ISAS. They also did a lot of contribution for upstream project like Mozilla or LLVM to support RISC-V. So this is our engineers are doing such thing. And about integration, 1 year ago, our maintainers worked together with Linaro community and OpenStack community to finish the integration between OpenStack and openEuler. And we also have iOS 6. Yeah, we'd like to do more thing about the integration between them. And we also provide support to upstream community, like provide some machine resources of ARM or under RISC-V to upstream project to optimize. So this is communication with upstream community. And the fourth story is about communication in this community. 2 weeks ago, I was in Tianjin, China. We have a TC meeting. We have a long talk about what's the next kernel version of next openEuler long-term support edition. It looks like a simple choice, but we need to talk with 6 from kernel, compiler, or release, and we also have engineers from Intel to talk about their plan, their thought. And we also have engineers from other distributions like OpenSUSE and OpenKitlin to provide their suggestion for us. We review our timeline, review our compatibility policy, and the coming feature, and also users' feedback. It looks like a simple choice, but before we do decide, before we make the decision, the more important is communication, because communication makes us let everyone know each other's thought, each other's needs, and coordinate our plan and identify potential issues. So I think communication makes this community more reliable and sustainable. So based on this communication in community, we have many engineer-driven innovative projects around the kernel, around robotics, around such as the development, flexible deployment, and DevOps. And then we talk about 5.1. Yeah, 5.1. Do I have students here? Students, yeah, I think I met some students yesterday in the walking. Yeah, so this is for you. This for the students is our future of open source. This story also is from 3 years ago. Exactly in April 2020. At that time, I stayed in Singapore, and my colleague Qu Sheng and a friend Ma Quanyi, they were in China. We talked in an online meeting. We talk about how to involve more students in open source project. And so we think about the idea of the program of Summer of Code. So we talk with our friends in some open source project, and they were also positive. So we draft a plan in 2 days, submit to our boss in SAS and openEuler. So luckily, at that time, SAS just run a plan called Open Source Promotion Plan. So same goals. So luckily, the program is approved smoothly. So from that, every year we will sponsor students to do contribution for open source project. I'm very proud about this one. From the first year, we set this program global, because we shouldn't close the door of communication. Otherwise, instead, we should encourage our students and engineers to talk with international friends. And here I will give my thanks to some open source community, Kaiyuanshe, Segment Fort, and ALS Beijing. And I'm happy to see the founder of Kaiyuanshe TED also is here. And thanks, organizer. Actually, this is my first time meeting face-to-face with TED and also other founders of the community. Thanks. And last year, 2022, with about 124 community and 100 students from 19 countries, included 2 students from Singapore. Last week, we just announced this year we will support 133 community. And also we see some familiar logs in this summit. Yeah. So welcome more students and projects to join some OSPP. Okay, let's talk about the last last story. Yeah, it's about my research institute. So why did the ISAS join open source community? Because we believe open source have become the cornerstone of software development. We also believe when we participated closely in open source community, contribute to open source and promote open source, we will have more good research achievement around open source. Recently, we focused on open source software supply chain and RISC-V related research. Hope if you are interested about it, let's talk about it. And so after 3 years, this slide is my favorite because there are so many numbers. Yeah, and after 3 years, openEuler, we have 800 organization members in this community, and we also have 106 special interest group in this community. And this number represents the pulse of openEuler. So, and we also pleased to know that in the past 3 years, there are many companies, they got rapid business growth based on openEuler distribution. And I hope and I believe that the further commercial achievements will promote the development of openEuler and open source. Yeah, so we got the answer. How to build an operating system community for all scenario solution. Communication. We talk with upstream to help us create innovative project. And luckily, thanks organized, thanks Force Asia, in these 3 days, we have many opportunity to talk with you about openEuler. This afternoon, Dr. Xiong Wei, he is one of the technical leaders in our openEuler community. She will talk more about diversified computing. And we also have 3 senior engineers from openEuler to share with you about innovative projects in openEuler. So this is our contact information. And as a TC member, luckily, this year I will spend most of the time in Singapore. We hope we can establish local group and organize some more technology events. Singapore is has a great diverse culture, and I believe openEuler also can do a great job on diversifying computing. So this is my LinkedIn. Welcome to Connect. So that's all, and may the force of open source be with us. Thank you everyone.